Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, CM Punk has commented on the baffling controversy over his entrance at Revolution.
Dolph Ziggler is the new NXT champion.
An AEW star is teasing a major babyface turn.
We've got a major update on the Cody Rhodes to WWE situation as well. I'm Adam Wilborn.
And I'm Andy Murray.
And this is the news.
All right, somehow.
Oh, God.
3 days after the pay-per-view, we're still talking about Cody Rhodes. No, we're not. We're still talking about him as well.
Oh, yeah.
We're still talking about CM Punk's entrance. So, at Revolution, CM Punk did a nice little thing nodding to his past.
Terminator theme, yeah. I got it.
Very good. He came out to his old Ring of Honor theme. That is the AFI song, Miseria Cantata. I've owned a copy of Sing the Sorrow for about 20 years. I've never been able to pronounce that, and I've never looked it up. But, you know, the theme he used for most of his Ring of Honor.
You did better than I would have done, mate.
Yeah. He came at the beginning. There you go. He came out and he was kind of adding to it. He was dressed in the ring attire, or like a new version of the ring attire he wore for his dog collar match against Raven. So it was a nice little nod to the past. It's the kind of thing where if you recognize it, right, you go, oh, that's really cool. I really appreciate that. And the vast majority of people who don't recognize it either understand it when Excalibur explains it to them on commentary, which is what he did within seconds of CM Punk showing up, or they go, oh, hey, cool. I didn't get this at first, but now that I've looked back and seen the reference, yeah, that's cool. Nice touch there from CM Punk. At the end of the day, it's the kind of thing that rewards you if you've been following this guy for ages and you know about the thing. And if you don't, it's no problem, because it doesn't undermine your viewing experience whatsoever.
No.
Causes you no problems, doesn't really alienate you, nothing like that. But when something like this happens, there's a certain corner of the fandom, the
Not
online
really in the corner
fandom
anymore, is it?
No, it really isn't. The grifter cult, I like to call them, who erect this bizarre straw man argument about the casual fan. And this version of the casual fan that these people use as an example is like this goo-brained, perma-confused person who, as soon as something they don't recognize happens, melts down and flings out of control. And it's like, how could AEW do this? How could they not cater to every single person on the planet at once? For one, I don't believe that strawman version of the casual fan actually exists. People's brains aren't made of slime. Like, you know, it got blown way out of proportion, is what I'm saying. But CM Punk has weighed in on it, and this has been all over Twitter. The first thing he did was responding to a Twitter user in a since deleted tweet. He kind of took a snipe at this guy who had asked about the entrance, but looking at his other tweets, maybe not in good faith. Either way, you know, it was kind of unnecessary from Punk. But he's followed up with another tweet today, or last night, sorry, saying, I'm sorry if I was snarky to a guy who was being SHIT to other people in his replies. Context is everything. None of this is important. Let's all hug and drink Shirley Temples. I don't know what a Shirley Temple is, but there you go. It's a nice message there from Punk. Yeah, I mean, this is just what a ridiculous, overblown situation, right? I mean, if you don't understand the reference, I think that's totally cool. That's totally fine. In fact, I would think that most people who are watching the pay-per-view didn't know about the song, and maybe they've gone back and gone, oh, cool, that's nice. But since when did wrestlers acknowledging their past become a good thing? I love little touches like this. Even if I don't understand them, I'm going to go back, look, and figure it out. It's just a small collection of numpties. You know, the kind of people who, if somebody like has the minor slip in an otherwise good match, they go, oh, it's a botch, the wrestling is ruined. It's a botch
this.
Yeah, these untrained rookies, oh my god, how could they're killing the business. It's just, hey, listen, it's a vast collection of numpties out there. What you should do is follow my route and block these morons so that this stuff never comes on your feed. Either way, we had to talk about it today. It's been everywhere. AFI rule, repressing the Sorrow on vinyl so I can own it again, please. I threw my CDs out years ago. But yeah, there we go. What do you reckon of all this bollocks?
How is this argument still going on? It's Wednesday. Dolph Ziggler's NXT champion, guys. Let's move on. Look, I'll be honest, not the biggest Ring of Honor fan, right? I've vague knowledge of it.
So this makes you the perfect example.
Exactly. I have vague knowledge of it. I know of Samoa Joseph and CM Punk,
Daniel Bryanson,
indeed, all that, right? But I wasn't the biggest Ring of Honor fan. My fandom goes Defiant Wrestling, of course, then WWE, and then sort of all the rest.
Yeah, from there.
Right? Growing up, well, not Defiant, but you know what I mean. When we were doing the stream, obviously MJF does the mugging off of Punk's theme,
yeah.
And you're like, well, he can't really come out to that theme again now. The AFI thing hits, I'm a little bit confused. We also can't really hear it because we're doing the stream, all the usual problems. And Phil Chambers, lovely man that he is, grabs me and goes, oh my God, it's AFI, it's the old Ring of Honor thing. Which, I get it, if you're not watching with someone else that knows this, you maybe go, huh? What is this? But like you say, listen to commentary, look on social media, do your own research. It's, oh God, I shouldn't have said do your own research on the online community. But, you know what I mean by that. I can't believe this argument's still going on. I think the straw man argument is the perfect way of putting it. People are getting angry about something because they kind of don't really have many other things to complain about that pay-per-view.
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree. I think that it's a minority response to go, oh my God, I can't believe what they're doing here. This is ridiculous. Not everyone has to get every reference. It's cool. It's fine. It's like... I don't know, man. Let's get out of here before I start swearing.
Draw a line under this and just say it's nice to see CM Punk controlling his narrative. Right, Dolph Ziggler is NXT champion. He won it on last night's NXT Roadblock as we head towards NXT Stand and Deliver. A genuinely shocking result, in my opinion. Me and the Dadleys previewed it yesterday and went, well, Dolph Ziggler's not winning. Tommaso Ciampa's not winning, Bron Breakker's retaining, and maybe he's pinning Dolph, and then we're doing the final sort of rubber match between Ciampa and Bron Breakker. That didn't happen, but Bobby Roode came down and got involved, because obviously it's a triple threat match, and in the end, Dolph Ziggler nailed Tommaso Ciampa with a super kick amongst all the shenanigans. 1, 2, 3... Dolph Ziggler, Andy Murray, is NXT champion. I did not see this coming.
Yeah, so to me, this looks like the idea when putting this together, I think, seems to be, we got this big building to sell in Dallas.
Oh, yes.
Running a big building for NXT 2.0.
At 11 a.m., if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, a crazy time of day. We need to sell tickets for that. We need something on top. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to have Bron Breakker lose the title because the dastardly heel did dastardly things with Bob Roode. He's going to steal the belt away. It's going to make people fired up. And then you're going to buy a ticket to go to the show in Dallas and see Bron Breakker retain that title one-on-one, maybe in some kind of stipulation match that prevents interference.
Cage or something. Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's what they're doing here. Whether or not it's successful, we will see when the ticket sales come out.
Tickets on sale Friday, I think.
I believe so, yeah. So we'll see how that goes. Follow WrestleTix on Twitter. Very good account. Yeah, I mean, it was a fun match.
I really enjoyed it.
I've seen a lot of people maybe speculating that Braun might be on his way to the main roster after this.
Yeah, that could be the case.
It could be.
Vince has had a little, I know he's already in control of 2.0, but he's had a little taster on the main roster, and he passed with flying colours.
It might be the first time Vince McMahon's ever seen him. I'm being facetious, of course, but he might be, oh my God, look at him. But no, I think that's the plan. I think Braun's going to win it back at Stand and Deliver, and that's why they did it last night. So, yeah,
I agree. I think the soonest you'll see Bron Breakker properly on the main roster is maybe like post SummerSlam. They may sort of expedite him onto the main roster because he's one of the few success stories of this new NXT 2.0. But yes, a brief reign, 2 months I think he had with that championship?
63 days.
There you go. But I get it, like hot potato in it, like you say, because people want to see him regain it, and who better than Dolph Ziggler to get speared out of his goddamn shoes
exactly.
at Stand and Deliver. Yeah, it was shocking. I didn't expect it, but I'm also not furious about it because, like you say, I can see at least where they're going with this.
It's not worth it. If you're upset about the result in Braun's title, it's not worth it. It's WWE booking, lads. Like, just enjoy the ride.
This is not Jinder becoming WWE champion.
Exactly. Matt Hardy seems to be talking about turning babyface. So he tweeted this last night. Bunch of pictures of him with other members of the Hardy family office. You got Private Party there. You got Snoop Dogg. Hey, remember his splash? That was awesome.
I forgot about that.
My boys, The Butcher and the Blade. Andrade. Jose the assistant, of course.
Sexy man.
Very sexy. Remember when he took his top off?
Oh, don't.
Just got beaten up, ran down, and he got his shirt off for some reason.
Probably inappropriate, but on the stream on Sunday night, I was yelling, "Take his top off, Sting!" when he was beating up the assistant.
Very well in shape man, Jose the assistant. But Matt Hardy has tweeted the following. It's the caption here. I became wrapped up in making as much money as I could in AEW, much like those who came before me. I took advantage of young men who looked up to me and I failed them. On AEW Dynamite, I promised to make a big change and be better. It's time for me to get back to being Matt Hardy. Pretty clear to me what's going on here.
Yep, Andrade's going to cave his head in on Dynamite, and then Jeff Hardy's probably going to show up.
Boom. There you go. So Jeff Hardy's non-compete clause actually runs out today.
Does it?
I don't know if it's inclusive of today or if it's like he's a free agent from today.
Aha.
Bit of confusion there, but it seems inevitable that he's going to show up. This to me very much seems like a setup for the Hardy Boys in AEW as babyfaces. Matt's been teasing tension with these guys. He walked out on Isaiah Cassidy versus Keith Lee a few weeks ago. He's always bickering and yada yada. But the real story here is, of course, that breaking away from the Hardy family office will set us up for the inevitable Butcher and the Blade tag team title win.
Indeed.
Which is the lead here.
Come on.
For sure. But yeah, Matt Hardy, babyface.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm not really surprised by this. Like you say, it's sort of all run its course. I really wasn't asked, if I'm honest, about the AHFO, especially not the match. And then the match happened at Revolution, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been boring for me, at least. Boring. Peaked. Right, let's end it now.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's no better time, in my opinion. And have Andrade and his sexy assistant to seize control properly of the AHFO, then they don't need to be called that anymore either.
And another Hardy Boys run is so interesting. It could be amazing. It could be not so amazing.
I mean, you could get Hardys versus Bucks, so...
Boom, there you go. And Jeff Hardy is still a star.
Exactly,
so,
yeah.
It's good.
Right, let's move on and talk a little bit about Cody Rhodes. Loads of speculation over the past hours, days, weeks, months, obviously, about him. A latest report from Dave Meltzer saying, you know, his status is becoming a part of WWE. His status is very uncertain. But Meltzer sort of providing an update on this, saying that it basically the negotiations have, quote, hit a snag. The ball is in Cody's court regarding the final decision. He's got multiple offers on the table. WWE obviously want to make his mind up ASAP for obvious reasons. But I don't know, reading this, I don't know why, but compared to when we reported about talks fizzling out, this to me feels like, you know, as much as it's hit a snag, it feels a lot closer to Cody becoming a part of WWE again. Does that make sense?
Best storyline in wrestling.
Oh, it's amazing.
It changes every half hour, it seems. Yeah, he's talking as well about WWE in Jacksonville on Monday for Raw. So it makes sense for WWE to bring him in there because it's like a kick in the balls, isn't it? It's like, hey, this is your headquarters, AEW, and we've got your guy, which would be a cute little war thing. I love stuff like that, regardless of who's pew-pew-pewing at each other. It sounds like Cody has every option at his disposal. It's in his court. He can do what he wants. It's kind of an ideal situation for him because he's going to make loads of money regardless of what happens here. The Codyverse saga continues. I totally understand why people are tired of this guy and this saga, but to me, I'm enjoying the chaos. I hope we wake up tomorrow morning and it goes, actually, Cody's going to MLW, or actually, no, CMLL are coming in for him or whatever. It's fun, man.
It's intriguing to see what happens next, like you say. I'm almost glad that it hasn't been rushed through because you get the sense that Cody's clearly wanting a handle on not just the amount he's going to be paid, but probably some element of creative. So, fingers crossed this might work out all right, he says, cursing the entire thing.
Stardust by SummerSlam.
We'll wait and see. We'll keep you posted on any developments with that. And speaking of developments, Andy Murray, we've only gone and made ourselves a bloody beer.
What?
That's right. You know, we've got this brilliant relationship with our friends over at Top Rope Brewing. I'm not sure if you can actually see the can I've just pointed to on screen. But we have launched our own beer. Do you know what it's called, Andy?
I do know what it's called, pal.
Clickbait thumbnail. It's fantastic. Shout out to Michael Sidgwick who named it for us. It is a delicious 5.3% YPA. What match does it pair well with, Andy Murray?
The greatest match of all time. A match I wrote about in great excruciating detail for our 606 wrestling matches you need to see before you die. The all-time classic, the greatest match in Saudi Arabian wrestling history, Goldberg versus The Fiend.
The flipping Fiend.
The effing Fiend.
You can go and order it now at topropebrewing.com. It comes in a crate, especially for WrestleMania, along with 9 other delicious beers from Top Rope. We've put them over often. We drink them on streams. They are absolutely fantastic, and the guys are wonderful.
They
to
make
work
some
with as
great
well.
beers, man. Really good.
UK shipping, possibly Europe as well. So sorry to our American viewers, but you can pre-order it now and get it in time for WrestleMania. topropebrewing.com, 45 quid for a delicious selection of beers, including our very own clickbait thumbnail,
which has yellow arrows on the label.
It looks so good.
It's sensational.
We'll stick a link to it in the description as well.
Shout out to Sidgwick, he's a genius.
Fantastic. And go and pre-order that. We'll be reminding about you on the road to WrestleMania because Yes, the perfect pairing with WrestleMania, and obviously for the Goldberg versus the Flippin' Fiend.
Make some noise with the clickbait voice.
Right, let's move on to your Twitter questions. At WhatCulture WWE, of course, you want to get in touch with us. Chris Tatton gets in touch with us. It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday, Chris.
Not only is it his birthday, it's his 40th birthday.
Lord,
Happy 40th
wow,
birthday,
you're halfway
Chris.
to Hamlet.
He's got 2 questions, greedy, but I'll allow it on the birthday. What is too far as weapons go in matches for you? And will Vince ever see that he's got a full-time MMA-style badass in Shayna Baszler and give her the hashtag push she deserves?
Oh, wow. Okay, so personal taste, I think, for deathmatch stuff. If you can stomach really bad stuff, fair play to you. I'm not going to criticize you.
I can't.
Yeah, and I'm not going to sit here and tell wrestlers what they should and shouldn't be doing with their bodies or anything. But for me, taste-wise, I find it very hard to watch anything with like a piercing blade.
Yeah.
Like scissor boards and knives and scissors and stuff like that. That's a little bit too far from me. I'm totally okay with light tubes.
Nope, draw the line at light tube for me. That's it.
Everyone has a different line though, and I respect all of your lines with regard to this stuff. In regards to Shayna Baszler, I just don't think Vince McMahon sees it, unfortunately. I think she's awesome. I think that if you presented her as an MMA badass, like you said, she could be a killer and get over huge. I think she's one of the best wrestlers WWE ever had from an MMA background, and I include Ronda in that, and I hold Ronda in very high esteem. I just don't think Vince sees it.
I'm going to sound like a broken record here. I still think what they did with Shayna Baszler at the Elimination Chamber is one of the best things they've done in recent memory, having her just destroy everyone, and then they dropped the ball at the 1 yard line by not having to beat Becky Lynch.
She got rolled up at WrestleMania.
God. So maybe it's going to be one of those ones where Vince realises what he's got 5 years down the line. I'm not holding my breath though, but I will always hold a candle for Shayna Baszler, and I'll get very overly excited and have to be tempered by this lad and the rest of the Dudley Boys when anything good ever happens to her. I think she may well get a world title reign at some point.
She's also like a really awesome person.
Yes.
Like she plays Warhammer and stuff. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Like... I mean,
I was going to say, yeah. And then I was like, well, you play D&D, Adam, so how about you shut up?
Yeah, I played Warhammer until I was like 19, go Tyranids.
Couldn't be asked to paint them. I was like, what
it's
is this?
A lot
more
of
work.
It's the money, the time and stuff. But like, for like a craft hobby that you pour loads of time in and it completely occupies you and you don't have to get distracted by other things, it's pretty awesome.
I love the fact that I was like, so much time and effort. What were you busy doing, Adam? Eddie Zamhari gives us our next... Move on. Eddie Zamhari says, hey guys, with Kevin Owens and Stone Cold Steve Austin and his KO show at Mania, what do you think the direction for Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 38 is?
Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, Cody.
Cody Rhodes.
What if not? Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal?
Andre the Giant? Maybe. It's tough to figure out who else he could possibly face because most of your major players are fully booked.
Vince?
Yeah, Cody Rhodes.
He's not working it, is he?
Well, I think it's going to be Cody. I think the twisting Cody saga, I don't think any of this will work. I just think it's Cody. It is chaos. And that's what he does. Yeah, Cody. Yeah. If not, Hiroki Sumi, maybe.
If not, they'll probably just chuck him in as part of the KO show so he can eat a stunner as well.
Well, he wrestled Edge on many occasions last year. He might as well wrestle Gangrel now.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. I hope it's Cody, like you say. But if not that, I think the docket is very much empty right now for Seth Rollins.
Yeah, it would have to be like an exhibition match. Like, hey, here's a cool NXT wrestler you can fit. Like Carmelo Hayes or someone.
Matsuda gives us our final question of the day, and Matsuda also has included some brilliant face swaps here with me, you, and the Flippin' Fiend.
Oh wow.
and my Scott Steiner t-shirt there.
That one of our faces swap looks so weird. I look like a potato. Oh my god, gee,
great stuff.
You have cursed me, Mr. Matsuda.
Venice, Vevo, Matsuda says, happy Flippin' Fiend Day. Every day's Fiend Day. Do you guys think TK will eventually have a brand split in AEW?
Ooh, interesting. I think the closest thing we'll get to a brand split is what it sounds like he's gonna do with Ring of Honor. Running that as like a developmental show with the occasional appearance from AEW wrestlers, maybe moving back and forth every now and then. I think that's the closest thing we'll get to it. I don't think it'll be a hard split with like a draft and all of that stuff. It'll be very difficult to do that at the moment as things currently stand with Rampage because it's in a crap time slot. It performs highly for its time slot, but at the same time there's nowhere near as many people watching live. So it's not as valuable a property, so it is by default the B show. But yeah, I think something like that where it's like a tiered thing where Ring of Honor is like a developmental or whatever they're going to do with it.
Two of my biggest fears in AEW is a brand split and them extending Dynamite 3 hours or extending Rampage to 2 hours. Don't want any of those things to happen. So I hope not, but I think that the developmental system, however you want to lay it out, is hopefully the way that they go. And hopefully we'll have some story about an AEW streaming service soon, because it seems like the direction they're heading in with the whole Ring of Honor thing as well.
They got that library, they got the AEW library. It's a good deal.
And they've got the best library of all, books. Let's move on to today's and finally. I just saw this was nice on I think it was Instagram. Hangman Page sharing photos of him with the world title and celebrating his victory. And then you see this in the comments. Someone commented, "Greatest teacher ever." So lovely to see Hangman Page, who I keep forgetting used to be a teacher, being acknowledged, in the words of Roman Reigns, by one of his former students, Mr. Brandon, as Hangman Page calls him. Lovely stuff. This just leave me in the words of Simon. I'm feeling nice and warm in my tum tum.
Who's your favourite wrestling teacher? Hangman Page, Matt Striker, or Andre Chase?
Andre Chase.
Fair enough.
Right, sorry, Phil. It's right at the end. Let us know your thoughts on that and all today's news stories in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Sorry, Phil. Set him off. WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcasts from. We're reviewing NXT and looking ahead to AEW Dynamite later. You can let you know your thoughts on Twitter at WhatCulture WWE. You can follow him there at
Andy H. Murray. The H stands for hey. Why did we do that?
It also stands for hey. Go and get yourself some delicious beers. TopRopeBrewing.com. At Adam Wilborn. Follow for me on Twitter at WhatCulture WWE for all of us. But for now, my thanks to Andy Murray. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.